Hello, I'm Evan Donovan, the main designer of City Vision's undergraduate English composition course, and also introducing this for new students. In this video, I'm going to be describing how to use City Vision's online library to help you write papers and to complete projects for your courses. First off, I wanted to explain why we created a specific library page. For college assignments, it's important to use reliable and detailed sources. Just a regular web search on something like Google will turn up many sources that are unreliable, biased, or too general. For example, for-profit addiction treatment centers may show up near the search of many addiction counseling topics. Meanwhile, a chat with an AI like Google's AI search or ChatGPT can potentially turn up accurate information, but it can also make up facts. So it should also only be used to get a broad overview of a topic before getting specific reliable sources for the details. We have a specific policy on our site about how much AI generated text you could use in a paper and how to cite it if you do. So it's critical that you would bear that in mind if you were going to use that at all in your preparation for writing. Finally, a Wikipedia article on a subject is often more accurate than AI search on the subject because humans wrote it and they based it on specific sources. But a Wikipedia article only provides a brief summary of the subject. They can be used, though, to get further sources by looking at the citation and references sections at the bottom of the article. So, because of all this, we here at City Vision created a library page that gives access to reliable sources for college assignments. For many undergraduate courses, the most useful resources are actually at the bottom of the page. So I'm going to start there. So this is the page. It's www.cityvision.edu/library. And you can access this page by going to current students menu on our site under student services and going to online library. So to show you some of these subject-specific resources for undergraduate students, which are sometimes also used in graduate courses, we'll start here at the bottom with the Bible and theology courses. These list resources that you can use in Bible interpretation papers and other assignments that you write in the Bible and theology courses. Start first with the Internet Tools for Church Leaders page, which collects a lot of resources that you can use for exegetical papers, basically Bible interpretation papers, which are required in many of those courses. Bible Hub is a Bible translation site that also has a lot of other resources that can be used for that. And then there's some additional background information about the Bible and training that you can see at some of these other websites. The databases are probably ones that good to have on there, but less likely that you'd use as an undergraduate. Meanwhile, for addiction counseling, it's similar. The databases would be primarily for graduate students and getting journal articles, academic journal articles. For undergraduate assignments, these government sites that are linked here, like the SAMHSA and then the NADAC and NAMI sites, might be a good starting point, for example, on assignments that ask you to collect statistics on drug and alcohol abuse. And the DSM-5 criteria for addiction, that's also just a good reference to have since that's a standard that's used in many courses in that discipline. And then finally, the bottom guide in this section is used primarily in nonprofit management and business courses for the ones where there's a tie-in with rescue missions, Salvation Army, and similar organizations. City Vision has its own resources that we've compiled, and you can see that here they're useful on specialized topics like how to run a rescue mission with the toolkits, and also on rescue mission history and values. And below that, there are several sites that provide data on nonprofits, grants, and foundations, which could be useful in courses like fundraising and grant writing. For graduate courses that require more detailed research, on the other hand, the steps at the top of this library page can be useful. Step one describes City Vision's subscription libraries. These contain many academic journal article sources and also some books, which may be helpful for graduate students. In step two, there are also free online libraries that you can access that contain similar libraries. If you can find the articles on there, these may be easier to use than going on to City Vision's subscription library. Then in step 3, we talk about Google Scholar briefly in terms of how to access it. It is a specialized version of Google Search, specifically for finding academic journal articles and books. In the English Composition and Business Communications undergraduate courses, there are videos in the research section that give more details on how to use Google Scholar. And Google Scholar can provide the names of articles that you could then go and find in the databases listed in steps 1 and 2 on this page. There's also step 4, which has articles we've created on how to use AI research tools ethically. This would especially be for graduate students when they're researching topics like rescue missions that don't have a lot of journal articles written about them. But for undergraduate students, that wouldn't be where you'd want to start out for the reasons we state in our policy on ChatGPT. Finally, step 5 talks about how to use a citation or a reference manager. These are, again, especially for graduate students in terms of tracking sources and formatting a reference list at the end of the paper, especially for addiction counseling courses where you need to format in the APA version 7. And we talk about that on our writing format page, which linked here. For undergraduate students, I would recommend starting out with a citation machine, which will just generate citations in the correct format for one particular source. And that's especially helpful for when you need a citation on a website that you've accessed. So in closing, if you have any questions about how to use CityVision's library page for your assignments or about how to do research for your assignments here, generally, you may email library@cityvision.edu, and that'll go to student services and ultimately to our librarian to assist. So thank you very much.